everyone, Chaucer here, Andrew Shaw. You may recall this painting was originally started by a student of mine. She worked on it for a bit based on a photograph she took. But then she just became more and more dissatisfied and decided she wanted to discard it. She was going to toss it or just completely paint over it. I asked her if she was okay if I tried to work on it a bit. And I did, but I also didn't like what I was doing. So in an earlier video, I kind of wiped down the entire sky and just sort of restored it kind of more just dark with nothing in it, and left it that one day I would come back and see if I could put in a moon and some clouds and some colors and just make the painting more interesting again. So that's what you see me doing now. So using a mid-size brush and trying to give some structure to the sky, clouds floating through to the left, to the right. I'm not going to do too much work on the water, a little bit, but the main thing was trying to get the sky to a better place than it was. Putting now sort of the lights, trying to get a little more yellow, even though it's a moon. Moon over the horizon often looks yellow or red. And just touched up the water a teeny bit. Trying to differentiate between the ends and the center, where the center is catching more of the light. Decided also to make these reeds a little darker to provide greater contrast between them and the water. Continuing with some of the reeds. Now I'm going into the water. Just a few little touch-ups, a few little darks, little lights, just little bits to kind of make it a bit more sophisticated. Of course, back now up into the sky. Trying to get some of those lights established and basically trying to follow the moon reflection. So reflect mostly off the clouds right around it, and it will reflect off the water in the lake, particularly along that path. See, putting in more of the lights, spread out a little bit, maybe a little bit less intense as they get further away, highlighting some of the clouds. Bringing a long stringy cloud right across over the face of the moon, the one coming out the other side. I'll try and get more darks going now. Again, light and dark is really about contrast. Light and dark are relative terms. So sometimes to make the lights even brighter and stand out more, putting some darks adjacent to them. And these darks are sort of under the breaking wave, which would not be really catching the light, so you would expect it to be darker under there. Kind of coming down and just almost randomly giving a sense of the water is not completely flat. So different parts catch more light than others. Now again, with the contrast of the really, really bright part of the wave, part of the water, and the dark, makes it a little bit more pleasing for the eye, a little bit more intense. Now going back to get some lights up there with a pretty small detail brush. Just I'm sort of imagining clouds and the light kind of hitting them from the moon. In not a random way, but not a symmetrical way. Just final little touching up. See what I've done with this painting based on the original. If you go back, you can see when I started after my student had given up on the painting. Just kind of working my way through the sky, trying to get as much done. All right, that is it. I'm going to be leaving this one for now. I hope you can see how it evolved from its original state. Thank you.